Welcome back to another episode of the AS Roma Career Mode here on FC26, and we start this episode by saying finally, Ivan Lombardi's position has now been changed. I think there was a glitch with the game in the previous update which has since been patched, and therefore he is now a centre attacking midfielder. But anyways, no one really cares about that too much, do they? At least not at the moment whilst he's not in the first team. We want to watch some football. Also, I have no idea why the seats are green in our stadium. I promise I changed them to blue. But anyway, our first match of this episode, we're at home to Napoli. A huge match. And the first chance of the match will fall to Napoli, with Anguissa playing a ball through to Spinazzola, forcing a good save out of Gollini. Into the 10th minute, and we have a corner now which Matthias Sule is going to whip in swinger into the box, and Neil El Ainaoui rises highest to put us 1-0 up. Into the 20th minute now, and Kevin De Bruyne on the ball, playing it through to Romelu Lukaku, who is through on goal, and surely he's not going to miss this. What happened to Lukaku, man? Matthias Sule running down the wing in the 26th minute, putting a lovely ball into the box for Donyell Malen, and Merry makes a very good save, but they can't get it clear, and Donyell Malen takes the opportunity and doubles our lead. And the only other thing that happened in this match was this Manu Kone 2-footer on Lobotka to end the match. We win 2-0. We also had our youth scout reports back. We found 3 players, one from Italy, Daniel D'Angelo, who is a left back. In Ukraine, we found Mikita Martinyuk, who is a striker. And in Argentina, we found Nicholas Ars. I presume it's pronounced like Archer or something like that. I'm not too sure, but he's a centre midfielder. Back in Europa League settings, Victoria Pilsen at home. And we're not far into the match here, just the 2nd minute, as Wesley gives it to Donyell Malen, who's got a lot to do from that position, but he's somehow found his way all the way through and gives us the lead in the 3rd minute. It's exactly what we needed. 17th minute, and Mario Hermoso on the ball, playing it in the middle to Neil El Ainaoui, out wide to Tsimikas, through for Brian Zaragoza, and in the middle for Donyell Malen, his second, Roma's second, 2-0 to Roma. But as we've seen so far this season, it's not been easy in the Europa League for us, and even the game is against us now. I was not controlling Gumar Saleh there. He kept it in on his own accord, and Victoria Pilsen score from it. Nice one, EA. And that goal sparked Victoria Pilsen into life, as Adu is now through on goal, decides to pass it back for some reason, but it does work out for them as they play it through again, and it's Adu who ends up scoring the goal, and from 2-0 down, Victoria Pilsen have levelled it. And now I present to you our attempts to get a winner.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Como at home. And to be honest, I think that result knocked the stuffing out of us a little bit, as Nico Paz plays a brilliant ball through to Alberto Moreno, and Como take the lead in the 17th minute. 36th minute, and Como are coming forward again with Rabba on the right hand side, playing a cross into Morata, which is well saved by Gollini. Into the second half in the 54th minute, and Morata is through here for Como. He plays a ball through to João, who hits the post, but it's finished off on the rebound, and it's 2-0 to Como. And then they went on and scored again in the 68th minute. 3-0. I mean, there is a chance we could get a consolation here. Brian Zaragoza running down the left-hand side. He's got options in the box. He turns back, finds Dybala, who turns onto his right foot himself, and we do get the consolation, and it's none other than Paulo Dybala. Doesn't get any easier. Juventus away from home. Luckily, we have Miles Vilar back in goal now, and he makes a brilliant save from Weston McKennie, and another one from Filip Kostic. I feel like we'd be 2-0 down if we didn't have him in goal. But one thing he can't stop is Evan Ndicka being an absolute melon. He stepped up trying to tackle in the midfield and left a huge space for Jonathan David to run into, which Juventus end up scoring from through Francisco Conceição. I've had it with Evan Ndicka, just like I've kind of had it with Artem Dovbyk as well. I mean, what is that attempt? But after making some substitutions and switching it up, we finally get a chance on goal. A proper chance as Pellegrini plays it through for Angelino on the overlap, and we get an equaliser. A very undeserved equaliser, but an equaliser nonetheless. But it means absolutely nothing because Evan Ndicka is completely useless and Jonathan David wins the game for Juventus. I mean, he's literally ball watching with the ball right next to him. So a quick look at the league table then after the last month, and we have dropped a place actually to 4th. We haven't had the greatest of form in the league in the last month. In fact, just not the greatest of form in general. But we are still in the Champions League spot, which is the main thing. And we have got a very busy January coming up. 7 games in total, so quite a few simulations, unfortunately, which I'm sorry for. We've also received the news of 2 players who were in on loan returning to their parent clubs. Evan Ferguson has gone back to Brighton because we weren't playing him enough, and apparently we weren't playing Brian Zaragoza enough either, so Bayern Munich have also recalled him. Ferguson, I'm not too fussed about, that isn't a massive loss to us, but Zaragoza, I really liked Brian Zaragoza, so it's a shame that he's been recalled by Bayern. Or has he? Well, short answer, yes, he was recalled by Bayern. Long answer, yes, he was recalled by Bayern. So we've just gone and signed him permanently anyway. Brian Zaragoza is back at the club after being away for less than 1 day. He's now on a 4.5-year contract. Permanent signing, he is staying. Well, we have got a game now against Atalanta away from home. First game of the month. As you can see, Daniel Marlon up top is very, very tired. But Artem Dovbyk is even more tired. So unfortunately, we're just going to have a tired striker. There is no two ways about it. It is Atalanta against Roma. Well, that was one of the worst halves of football I've played in this game. I mean, look at the possession and look at the shots. 80% possession to Atalanta, 1 shot. We've had 20% possession and no shots. I'll tell you what, the conditions aren't helping here either. It is just so wet and soggy and the ball just barely moves. Oh my days. Svila! What on earth was that? Like, what even was this? This is a full power belt upfield and you've just kicked it perfectly to Ketelaere, who's just able to volley it into the empty net. What are you doing? Well, that's us losing this game because we still have not had a shot yet. We haven't had the chance to have a shot. We've got nowhere near the goal. Oh no, it's Ndicka in a foot race with De Ketelaere and he's actually won it. Oh my days. Wait for Angelino on the overlap, here we go. Back inside, Pellegrini. We're actually going to get a shot away. Lorenzo Pellegrini! First shot of the game, first goal of the game for Roma. Oh my god, this has been one of the worst matches I've played. And finally, we've got something from it. I mean, look at the fitness of our players, minus Marlon, of course. Like Ndicka, Soleil, Gilardi, Cristante, they've barely moved. Because Atalanta are just pass.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Forward we go. Pellegrini. Inside. Daniel Marlon. Dybala. Paulo Dybala. Oh, what a save. Oh, no. All right, Dybala, let's get this into the box, shall we? Ball in. Evan Ndicka! Come on! Yes! Oh, redemption arc! Evan Ndicka has been absolutely useless throughout this season, and he's lost us so many games. He might have just won us one here. Look at how high he rose above everyone else there. Lovely header. The goalkeeper with no chance. That's his one and only goal of the season. Unbelievable. How have we won that game? We have just EA'd, FM'd, whatever you want to call it. We've just done that to Atalanta. We did not deserve to even get a sniff out of that game, let alone all 3 points. The absolute state of that possession stat, by the way. In the end, we had 3 shots each. And the reason why I said that was Ndicka's one and only goal of the season is because he's now been sold. I had it up to here with Evan Ndicka, costing us so many points, and whilst he might have won us 3 points right there, it wasn't enough. But why is the fee only 1.8 million, you may ask? Well,
check it up.
Wesley Fofana, a centre-back, signed from Chelsea as part of the swap deal for Evan Ndicka. That is right, in his place, we now have Wesley Fofana. Granted, Wesley Fofana is not as highly rated, he's also not as tall. However, Ndicka just felt clunky, slow and whatever. Chelsea were actually the ones that offered Fofana in the first place. Like, I did not ask for Wesley Fofana in return, and as a matter of fact, we've now just sold another player, one that you might not have been expecting. Artem Dovbyk has been sold and he's gone to Napoli. It was an offer that came in from Napoli. Dovbyk wasn't someone I was necessarily trying to sell, but he's higher rated, 28 years old, not really been doing the business for me. So I've cashed in on him. 30.3 million, Napoli now have him. So I have found a replacement for him.
Why did I have to edit the video like this?
Emmanuel Omega, a striker, signed from Strasbourg for £25 million. And he really is a mega signing. 6'5", by the way. And he's got 95 sprint speed with 85 acceleration, 84 strength, 84 stamina. He can do it all. 92 jumping with 77 heading accuracy and 79 finishing. And something I completely forgot about again was the youth players that have come through for this month. Starting in Italy, where Salvatore Amato has found me a banger. A 51 to 69 rated centre-back, Roberto Orlando, with a potential of 69 to 93. In Ukraine, we have two players. We've got Vladimir Kovalchuk, nearly messed that one up, who is a striker. And we've also got Viktor Karchenko, who is a centre mid. And finally, the best of the lot in Argentina, 59 to 79 overall, 84 to 94 potential, Dybala regen probably, Ricardo Fuentes. That's a kind of player that I'll be keeping in the youth academy for the rest of this season and then loaning out at the start of next, because his overall will just... So I've sent the scouts out again. Amato is going to return to Italy to search for a centre mid, centre attacking mid and striker that's a target forward. Prokopko from Ukraine is heading to Slovenia to search for a centre back, left mid, right mid. And Moravai is heading out to Japan to search for attacking wing backs on each side and a centre mid and centre attacking mid also. I've just realised I've sent them out on the 12th of the month, so that's not going to go too well. And this is the email I wanted to see. Gianluca Mancini is back from injury. Okay, so a lot of game simulation has just occurred. 4 games in total have just been simulated. A 2-1 win away at Lecce in the league, a 2-1 win at home to Sassuolo in the league, a 0-0 draw against Torino in the league. In the Europa League, a 1-1 draw against Lille. It leaves us with 2 games left to play in this month, the first of which being at home to AC Milan. And this is what the team is looking like. Wesley Fofana will play for, well, when I'm using him, for the first time, as will Emmanuel Omega. Brian Zaragoza also returns to the starting lineup. It is Roma against AC Milan. Oh, that's why the AI was so bad. It's reset my sliders. Oh, and we're playing this one in the snow as well. That's not something I was expecting. This might actually make it feel better. The rain normally slows it down a lot. The snow will quicken it up quite a lot. AC Milan have got a free kick in a pretty dangerous position here, and Griezmann's taking it quickly. It's a poor header from Luka Modric. Come on, come away with it. Estupinian. Yes, that's well done. Sule playing it to Brian Zaragoza now. Right, let's work this well. Angelino. Counter-attack. Counter-attack. Back to Zaragoza. Here we go. Angelino's continued his run. Angelino's in. It's Angelino saved. Yeah! Angelino. Unai Simon couldn't keep it out the second time. Angelino with true grit to get that into the back of the net. It's 1-0 to Roma. He just drove into the middle. It's a good initial save, but he just couldn't keep out the second attempt. Omega goes out wide to Wesley. Omega's continued his run into the box. It's Emmanuel Omega. Yes! His first goal, well, at least when I've played with him, I don't know if he's actually scored yet. No, it's his first appearance, and it's his first goal. Get it in! That is exactly what I signed him for. To absolutely power himself into the box and get on the end of crosses like that. Over the top of the goalkeeper. 2-0. Yes! Here goes Estepinian down the left-hand side. Fofana's come out to meet him. Jimenez in the box. He's turned to lay brilliantly. Griezmann into the box, and Salamakers has put it wide. Here's Rabiot. Oh, he's got past brilliantly. Adrien Rabiot has put it wide as well. Some huge chances for AC Milan that have gone begging, and we might have just given him another one here. No, Soleil redeems himself. Oh, it's a ball through for Santiago Jimenez. Great save, Svilar. And I thought I'd taken him out there for a second. Griezmann coming through. There's so many chances for AC Milan. It was what a save, Svilar. Oh, we couldn't save the rebound from Rabiot, though. Where have AC Milan suddenly got all of this energy from? They're coming forward every time. They look dangerous every time. It's Rabiot with the quick feet and the skills. Soleil can't deal with him. Hermoso can. Oh, yes. We can come forward now. Here goes Wesley. Run, Emega. Run, Emega. Get that in. Emmanuel Emega! Come on. That is exactly what I've signed him for. And he scored 2 of them. I saw him there in the middle. I was waiting for him to start running. He started running and he rose highest once again. Got his head on it, put it in the corner. AC Milan still coming forward though, still looking to try and get back into this game. Soleil says no. Cristante might have just said yes though. It's Fofana. Fofana just wide. Oh, it's a great cross in. Ruben Loftus-Cheek heads straight at Svilar, and that ends the game. Roma 3, AC Milan 1. That's more like it. We now have our final game of the league stage of the Europa League, and this is the situation we find ourselves in. 22nd on 8 points. Win and we're through. Lose, things get interesting because we're only 1 point ahead of Bran, who are in 25th and outside the knockout phase stage, is league places, phase stage, whatever they are. And anyone as far down as Malmo could still overtake us. So I am going all guns blazing in this match. Dybala is in from the start. Marlon is in from the start. Eli Naui is back in the midfield. I've even put Mancini on the bench, even though he's 1 day away from being fully fit. It is Nice against Roma to go through to the knockout stages of the Europa League. Here's Eli Wahi, who's a striker who I did think of signing. Instead, I signed Emega, and that's a great save from Svilar. Here's Wahi. Oh, great interception for Fofana, but it's come back to Wahi again, and he's played it through for Sofiane Diop. He's gone around Svilar, and he's put it into the side netting. Oh, my days. We've got away with that one. Klaus, lovely touch. Gets the ball into the box. Sanson! Svilar saves. Get that out of there, Fofana. Yes. Nice. Pellegrini through. Marlon's got another chance here. He missed his last one. He's not missing that one. Daniel Marlon puts us 1-0 up and puts us in pole position to get through to the knockout round. Soleil trying to just outstrength him there. Diop's got away from him. It's Sanson! It's an equaliser. Diop and Wahi are absolutely killing my defence right now, and Sanson's the one that's profited from it and got Nice an equaliser. Lovely that from Dybala. Here goes Wesley. Not really a lot of options right now. Goes back post, Pellegrini! Pellegrini's there at the back post! He was not there until the very, very last moment. Lorenzo Pellegrini, the captain, gets us back in front. Lorenzo Pellegrini plays it forward. Here's Angelino now. Bombito's come out to try and get to Angelino as best he can, and he's left space for Pellegrini to strike and get his second of the match. Angelino drawing the centre-backs away, and Pellegrini slotting right into the space, and easy finish. Angelino just waited and waited. The defender had come out to get him, and Pellegrini ran into the space where the defender was supposed to be. Lovely that from Emega to play it out to Pellegrini. Simicas has come with him, but Emega's got it instead. Oh my days. Go Gray. Archie Gray. Archie Gray hasn't done anything yet really for us, and still hasn't really. Where did he even come from? To be fair, Archie Gray has been used. He is the 4th choice centre mid, effectively. He's been used pretty sparingly. And there we go. That is full time. And despite a pretty dodgy campaign so far in the Europa League, in the end we're safely through to the knockout round. And of course, we've just finished deadline day and we get an offer for Lorenzo Pellegrini. No. And so one final look at the table for this episode in the league, and we are in third place with a game in hand on the top two. We're still 6 points behind Napoli at the moment, but like I say, we've got a game in hand, so we could be with 3 points within. It is definitely a race that is heating up though for these European spots. There are only 2 points separating us and Lazio, who are in the Conference League spot. And there are teams that are queuing up behind as well. Fiorentina, Atalanta and AC Milan. A little bit further away, but come the end of the season, I'm sure they'll be a lot closer than they currently are. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Roma Career Mode on FC26. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you like what you see and you want to see more. And if you don't want to miss a video, hit that little bell somewhere near the subscribe button. You'll get a notification whenever I upload if you select all notifications. Until next time, thanks so much for watching and peace.